Guys, all the cars that you see in these videos are for sale on my website, www.woodsandbarclay.com. Enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the series on the 85 300 CD. We're just knocking out some final mechanical items and then it's over to the alignment shop. Now, I've gone ahead and ordered some new tires. As I pointed out in the inspection video, this car still had the original, the Michelin Defender tires on here. Now, those are the best tires you can get, or you used to be able to get for these cars. But upon further inspection, here's one of them right here. There is a uneven tread wear. Sorry, I'm fumbling my words. There was uneven tread wear. You can see it right here, how it's like flattened out, and here it's good. So I decided to go ahead and replace those, even though I love those, and these things are probably still good for tens of thousands of miles. We're going to go ahead and knock that out. Today, I was going to inspect the AC system because yesterday I noticed there was a squeaking and squealing sound coming from the front of the AC compressor. And let me show you guys the compressor. That is a new Molly Bear compressor. And despite that being new, something has gone wrong. Well, new, I would say, new within the last couple of years. But something's gone wrong with the front clutch and bearing assembly. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this off the car. I have a brand new compressor over there that I just picked up, and we're just going to replace this entire compressor. Now, the receiver dryer, that's new with new switches, so that's not necessary for us to replace. We're just going to pop this off, pop the new one on there, and then recharge this system. All right, guys, this is not going to be an AC instructional video because I just want to change the compressor, so I'm not going to record all the details because it's hot out here. And if I record, it's going to take me 5 hours. If I don't record, it's going to take me 2 hours. Anyway, here's the new compressor. It says this compressor is pre-charged with 3 ounces of oil. So when they come pre-charged, we remove the seal on the back and we drain out any oil. Because if you try to install the compressor with the oil in it, it's going to drain out and run all over you. So we are going to pour out the oil. We're going to measure how much we pour out, and that's how much we're going to add back in with our oil injector. And usually you can get about 2 ounces out of the compressor, and there's usually about 1 ounce left in there. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, exactly 2 ounces. That's how much comes out every time. Okay, then we have our seals, and guys, you want to use the gold seal and the green seal. They also come with these red seals. You throw those away. You never use those on a Mercedes. Gold and green. Now we also have, this is Frigiquiet oil for R134A. This stuff has the dye already in it. And this is excellent stuff. Let's see, it's made by BG Frigiquiet. So if there's any leaks in the system, which I know they're not because the actual AC is working right now, we just have a noisy compressor. So I want to change that compressor. I don't want that compressor on there to fail. Anyway, we'll add this in here once we get this new compressor mounted into the system. Now it also says in the instructions for these compressors that you want to rotate the compressor a couple of turns prior to installing it on the car. And let me show you guys how to do that. We have this fancy little compressor tool here. And these little prongs mount right into our compressor. And we want to make sure it actually spins. There we go. So we're going to do that a few times. About 10 times actually, prior to installing it on the car. And that specifically says to do that in the instructions, guys. And there should be, it takes quite a bit of force to overcome the clutch assembly. Okay, that's about 10 times. That's what it says in the compressor instructions. And we'll see if we can get any more oil out of here. Okay, that's all the oil. Okay, let's go ahead and get this old compressor out of the car. And then we're going to install this new compressor, put in the oil, and then we're going to recharge it with three 12-ounce cans of R134. All right, guys, I'm not going to do a comprehensive video on how to redo an AC system, but I'll show you taking out the compressor. We have 1, 2, 3 bolts on the back that we need to loosen. There we go. Now, right now, we're just going to loosen them so I can go above. All right, now they're all loose. And I'm going to go up above and loosen the adjustment nut to relieve this tension from our belt. Okay, we're back on top of the car. There's your power steering line, so we're on the driver's side of the engine. And right there is our tensioner bolt. We're going to undo that 10mm nut. All right, that'll be good right there. All right, this part's kind of boring. I just got to loosen all these and remove all these bolts because they're screwed into the back of the compressor. And what you want to make sure is that you remember where your spacers go. Now let me show you. So see, this is the bolt on the bottom here. So you have your big giant spacer here, and there's a spacer right on the other side that goes between the mounting bracket and the compressor. There you go. So we have this bolt, and you have your big spacer on the back side, and then you have what looks like a washer right there. That's also a spacer. There's a spacer right here. You're going to see it fall out. There it goes. And that's the spacer that goes between the compressor and the mounting bracket. It's very important they go back like this. So this slips through the back, and then this goes into the back of the compressor, but between the compressor and mounting bracket, or between the compressor and the mounting bracket, you have that spacer. So remember how that goes. We're going to undo our manifold from the back of the compressor, and that's like a, let's see, that's a 15mm, and you can only use the closed end wrench and get in between the manifold lines. And you'll hear a little hissing or so because there's always a little residual pressure in there. So we got that bolt out. The next one is for this little mounting bracket right here. That helps stabilize the manifold. That's just a 13mm. There you go. You hear a little of the residual pressure coming out. There we go. It just came out. All right. There we go. And that's just a 13mm. We'll take that off. And there's a 13mm. And that's what holds that little mounting tab. Okay, now we got 2 more bolts. One is to hold, let's disconnect our compressor first. There we go. All right. That was the power supply I just disconnected. Now, we're going to do, this is the mounting bracket. I'm sorry, this is the mounting bracket to the adjustment mechanism. And we're going to see a spacer fall out of here too. There we go. And that one just slides out the back. We don't need to remove it. But there's the spacer that goes between the compressor and the mounting bracket right there. Almost there. It's about to fall on me. All right, there we go. Get our belt off. There we go. Here is our old compressor. Let's get this up on the bench. There we go. There's our old compressor. Here's our brand new compressor. Let's go ahead and get this back in the car. All right, remember there's our tensioning nut right there. And we're just going to run that back down and then feel how tight our belt is. And I might have to make some adjustments here. Let me see what that feels like. Okay, we can go just a little bit tighter. All right. Let me reach down here and feel the belt. All right, that's pretty snug. Now, it's going to get tighter when I tighten the bolts on the back of the compressor. So we just get it snug right now. And now let's go down and retighten the bolts on the back of the compressor, and that'll be the final adjustment. We'll check it then. All right, there we go. Now that's snug. All right, now we'll go ahead and just finish tightening those off, and then we're going to go up and recharge the system. All right, guys, I have my manifold gauges connected and my vacuum pump. So what I'm going to do is turn on the vacuum pump, and then we're going to open the manifold, and we're going to put this system under vacuum. There you go. You can see immediately it sucked down to negative 30 inches of mercury. That's good. There you go. So, see, negative 30 inches of mercury. And we're going to let that vacuum run for a little while. And that's going to make any moisture evaporate out of the system. And then once we do that for, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to seal it off and let it sit just to ensure there's no leaks from those new seals that I just installed on the compressor. All right, guys, it's been under vacuum for a few hours and we have no leaks in the system. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a few ounces of compressor oil and charge the system with 134. Alright guys, the compressor just kicked on and we're just sucking in this R134. Alright, we're just about done with the final can. And guys, this is a pot of warm water that helps the can evaporate easier. And on the low side, we're about 50 psi. And the high side, we're about 250. That is about perfect for the temperature here in Georgia right now, because it's burning up. Let's go test our vents and see what the temperature is in our vents. Oh yeah, that's nice and cold. Set 2 thermometers in there and let's see. Yep, there they go, they're dropping. So let's give that a minute to drop. And yeah, that AC is blowing ice cold. That's perfect. We'll come back and check these in a minute. All right, we need to put our our high pressure cap on. There we go. Good, our fan's running. All right, guys, we are down in the 50-degree range because it is hot as heck in Georgia right now. It's probably 90 degrees outside. So, mission accomplished on this air conditioner. Man, that was a lot of work. But now we have a great working AC and a quiet AC compressor. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Take care.